What's up guys, welcome back. As you can tell from the title of this video, we are doing an Ask Me Anything. Get ready with me. I actually love how this look turned out, so you'll be able to see how we created this as well. But mostly the point of today's video is to just answer any and all questions about the new house. I'm officially filming in what will be my beauty room. So I'm answering everything that you guys had asked me on Instagram about, like where the house is, what the house is, how did I know this was the house, everything. We touch on everything. I answered all of your questions. So if you want to just grab a snack, get cozy, get chatty, and watch me do my makeup while we chat all things new house, then keep on watching. Guy just got here. He's like revving his engine. He fully pulled into the driveway. I've never had a house before, so I don't know how this works. Do you hear that? Not important. Let's jump in. Hello. Hi. We're here. I hope this lighting's okay. I'm hoping this window's gonna work. I have my ring light going. It took me about a full hour of my day to find a cord that would plug into my ring light, but let's not get off on a tangent, Sarah. Okay, so I'm using this Welda skin food to prime and like moisturize. This stuff is crazy, you guys. I got this at Credo when I went to the Ilia event in Boston, and it is like the most moisturizing but like tacky feeling thing. If you have mega dry skin, I think you're gonna love this. I like to do this at night if I just wanna give my skin like a really good like moisturized glow. But under makeup, it's supposed to be incredible. It's not technically a primer, but I can tell because of how tacky it is, it's just gonna like, my makeup's just gonna stick to it, which I'm excited about. I haven't actually used this under makeup before, but I've been dying to. I just feel like it looks really dark behind me. I'm not that happy about it, but like, maybe if the sun comes up, it'll brighten up a little bit. Okay, pull up my questions here. I've had them pulled up, but of course they're gone because that was an hour ago when I sat down to film and then realized I didn't have a cord for my light. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna use my Beauty Blender foundation. Guys, is this light okay? We will improve the light. For summer, especially like August, when it's getting so humid here, I like to use a foundation like this that is just, it's so good. You guys have seen me use it before. I'm also having a breakout because it's that time of the month, so I want some good coverage, but I've told you guys all about this foundation. It's the most beautiful, velvety, matte, but not matte coverage. So let's get into the questions. Okay, so first question that I got, honestly, I got this question a lot, was, am I in New Hampshire or Mass? And we are still in New Hampshire. We are still in southern New Hampshire. We're actually only like 15 minutes from where our old apartment was. I don't really want to say the exact town that we're living in, just like for safety, especially if I do like more home content. So southern New Hampshire, not far from where I grew up, not far from where I lived in my previous apartment for the last year. I'm about 45 minutes from Boston, maybe an hour at this point, if I had to guess. I haven't done the drive from here yet. Been using and loving the Ilia concealer lately since I went to the event and I got it again. Don't sleep on this concealer, you guys. It's really good. I feel like for under eye and for blemishes. And I'm using the shade 1.5. I think it is, yeah. SC 1.5 Suma. Usually when I do these Q&A videos, I kind of gloss over the makeup products because I can't really do both. It's hard to talk to you and like do a tutorial. So as always, I will list everything for you guys below and you can just see how it's applying on the skin. Okay, your number one project that you're looking forward to. We have this room. It's the one room that wasn't really like updated in the house, and we want to turn it into a nice mudroom slash maybe office, maybe playroom. We're still kind of playing around with a few ideas, but that's the first thing we want to do, especially before the winter, because we want like a good area, a good entry point to be able to drop all our stuff, especially, you know, once it gets cold and snowy and gross, because we don't really have that right now. So I'm very excited about that. I'm just a little overwhelmed because if you guys have recently purchased a home, like once you get in there, you realize like there is so much you want to do and it can become very overwhelming. This one says, what, if anything, did you have to repair or do before moving in? One of the reasons I loved this house so much was we did not have to do anything before we moved in. It was everything we want to do is very much just like making it our own and like some updates, I guess you could say. It's a completely livable. It's in great condition. I love everything that the previous owner did. That was one of the reasons I was like, this house is very turnkey. Like I don't want a fixer-upper. I don't want to buy something and have to gut it. Like I really wanted it to be move-in ready. And that was one of the reasons I fell in love with it. So we didn't have to do anything before we moved in. And truly we could leave it how it is now, but we're both kind of perfectionists and Ethan loves his projects. So we are just trying to figure out what we can do to make us love it even more, make it more functional, and also just add value to the home. Those are the first things we want to do, are things that are just going to add value. So we're going to turn the office downstairs into another bedroom by adding a closet. We want to change just like the entry point of our laundry room, and we have a lot of big ideas is basically what I'm trying to say. But we didn't have to do anything before we moved in, which was such a plus, such a win. This question was, how quick was your close and was it easy to get out of your apartment? I don't remember if I talked about this in the vlog. This is way too much blush. In my We Bought a House vlog. But we got so lucky where we actually talked to our building manager and explained the situation to her, because we had just signed an 18-month lease. And we were like, oh my God, we're gonna have to pay like a lot of money to break our lease right now. Like 2 months rent, I think it was, thousands and thousands of dollars. And it was making us sick, but we were like, you know, we just have to chalk it up to like costs of, you know, getting a house and closing costs, basically. Let's look at it that way. But we talked to her and told her like, listen, we just signed this 18-month lease, but we're closing on a house at the end of the month. Like, is there any way you could change us to a month-to-month lease? And then we could end our lease right at the end of the month. And she was like, let me see what I can do. And she hooked it up. So we didn't even have to break our lease, which was incredible. We were so incredibly lucky. I know that's like unheard of, but honestly, guys, it doesn't hurt to ask. Like I was like, worst thing she could do is say no. So like, why not just ask her? And it ended up working, saved us thousands. Our close was, I want to say like a 35-day close. So extremely fast. We saw this house on a Friday, and by Monday we owned it. And then I think 30 or 35 days, it was something to get it to the end of the month, and we closed, which was very fast. But it was awesome because I feel like kind of once you buy, you're like, all right, I'm ready to go. Get me in there. What are we waiting for? So we were happy with that. Plans on renovations. What is your ideal interior design style? So like I told you, we have a lot of plans for renovations, but it can be very overwhelming. But my design style is kind of all over the place. I don't feel like I'm good at interior design at all. So I'm trying to hire someone to help me with that. I know what I like when I see it, but I don't really know what to call it. And I think it's a mix of a lot of things. So I really like mid-century modern. I like a touch of a farmhouse vibe. I like boho. I like Scandinavian. So like, I don't know if that gives you a picture of kind of what I like, but it's all over the place. And I just know what I like when I see it. But I don't feel like I'm very good at like putting things together and like making a room really functional. So I want to get some help with that, because now that we're in the house, I'm like, I don't want to just guess and buy stuff that I'm not going to like in like a couple years. I want to invest in nice pieces, and I want to get things that I love, and I want it to make sense from a design perspective and like a feng shui perspective. I just want to feel really good every time I walk into my house. So I feel like it's worth it to take my time and, like I said, do it right. Do you have good storage for all of those fabulous cosmetic products? Guys, I will. I don't right now. This is the room. It's obviously empty, but I have plans. I have big plans to make it functional, but also like I just want to love how it looks. I want to be able to find everything I need when I need it. I don't want it in bins the way it's been. So I have space for the storage, but I don't have the storage set up yet. What towns were you looking in? So we were looking in mostly only southern New Hampshire. We knew the general area we wanted to be in, but the town we actually ended up buying in was a town that I was like, I don't think I will ever live there. Like, I just kind of was like, it's not my vibe. I don't think I could really live there. And then we saw this house and I was like, I could live there for this house. Like, I just fell in love with it. It was such a gut feeling. I did have a question up here that was like, yeah, what really made you fall in love with this specific house? So I love that question because I just feel like when you're house hunting and when you're buying a house, it's so hard to know, am I making the right decision? That was something that I feel like we dealt with a lot. Every time we'd see a house and we'd think about putting an offer, we'd be like, is this right? Are we doing the right thing? And like, just trust your gut. That was my experience. My experience was very much like, don't overthink it, trust your gut. And I talked about this in my last vlog, but we almost put an offer in on a different house the night that this house that we own went up on the MLS. So it was very serendipitous and there were so many signs that told us this was the house. But we were like, I was writing up a letter and we were putting in an offer and something in my gut was just telling me like, I don't think this is it. Like, I wanted it to be it so bad because I wanted a house so badly. But I was like, something is just telling me no. And I'm ignoring my gut right now. Like, I knew that. And as Ethan and I were having that conversation, I was scrolling through my email and I get probably 50 emails a day with new houses. And I happened to click on this one and this was a house in it. And something just happened where I was like, oh my God, I love this. I was just thinking like, this is a house that I would look forward to coming home to. Like, it just felt right. And when we came and saw it, I pulled in the driveway and I was like, this is it. And I remember saying to Ethan, like, I will be devastated if we don't get this house. Like, this is the one. So my advice, if you are house hunting, like, wait until you get that feeling. It is worth the wait and just like trust the process. I know it's so annoying to hear because I didn't want to hear it. I was over it. I was like, shut up, everyone who's telling me, hold on, I need an eyeshadow palette. Shut up, everyone who's telling me like, when the right one comes along, like, I was like, I don't want to hear it. I'm sick of this. I'm so impatient. I'm done. And they were right. And so now I'm saying that to you. Just any brown eyeshadow. Will you build a basketball court? That's my brother-in-law. Absolutely not. What do you love most about the house? So many things. Mostly that it just feels like a home already. What was one of the things that made me fall in love with it? I was just like, there are things about this house that just make it feel so homey already. And I want to do more, but I don't need to do that much to make it feel like a home. It's also extremely unique. A lot of the houses that we were seeing were the same style and I was getting really sick of it. And I was just like, I don't even want this. Like, I don't want a sit-in dining room that I'm never gonna use. Like, this is a waste of space. I don't want this. We knew we had some like things that were on our wish list that we weren't sure we were gonna get, but we ended up getting. Like, I feel like we manifested this house into existence. We were like, we really want a living room with high ceilings. That was just something we wanted. So we were thinking that would be like, an addition onto a house, and it happened to like, have nothing on top of it. It didn't end up being that. That's not how our house is laid out, but it is. It's high ceilings, big windows in the living room. And that was just something that I was like, it would be nice to have, but was like on our list of things we love and in a house that we would love. There were other little things that I was like, we just dreamt this house into existence. We really did. It's very, very weird how it all worked out. But yeah, I just love the feel of it. I love feeling like this is my home and this is where I'm meant to be. I'm such a believer in just like when the timing is right and having faith and trusting the process and the plan. And as hard as that is as an impatient person, I'm even more of a believer now after this experience. But what was I gonna say? Funny quick side note story. When I came back to this house for the open house after we had already seen it, just to see, I kind of wanted to meet the selling agent, and I wanted her to meet Logan. I was like pulling out all the stops and I wanted to see how many people were here. And I remember standing in the master bathroom, looking out the window at all the people that were here. And I was just thinking, get out of my house. Is that not the most absurd thing? But like my friends were asking me, they were like, how did it feel to go back for the open house? Like, do you still love it just as much? Like, what was it like? And I was like, it felt like I was in my house and everyone that was there needed to get out because they were at my house. So like I was setting myself up for absolute devastation if we didn't get the house. But that just goes back to my whole point of like, trust your gut. Like you're gonna walk in the house and know it's right. That's what happened to me anyway. Guys, Jones Road mascara. I don't know if I've used this on YouTube yet. Holy good Lord. Look at that, just a few swipes. How good is that? Dang. How long have you guys been saving for a house? We've probably been saving for like, it's been a while. 5 years? Probably since we lived in our first North End apartment. We've been saving. And we've just been trying to like tell ourselves when it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen. What made you choose this house and what are your favorite things about it? Kind of already answered that. My other favorite thing about this house is the pool. I've always wanted a pool my whole life. And that was another thing that when I saw it, I was like, I'm obsessed. So I feel very lucky to have that. We never had a pool at my house growing up. My mom always wanted one, we just never had one. And we used to go to the lake when I was little, but my mom doesn't have that house anymore either. So it's just so nice to have something for the summer where family and friends can come over, and it's very much like an entertaining outdoor space, which we love because we just love having people over. So that's another thing we love about it. When's the tour? It looks beautiful, thank you. The tour is something I'm trying to figure out because it's gonna take a minute for me to like get everything where I want it. So what I'm thinking about doing is going room by room and sharing with you guys like as I pick out furniture and kind of doing it that way as opposed to doing like a whole house tour at once. It's just kind of a mess. Like I don't even know when we're gonna be done unpacking. So I'm gonna figure that out. If you guys have any ideas or requests on like how to do that, I am totally open. Leave them in the comments for me and let me know what you think. Like if I were to give a house tour right now, it's like boxes and bins and shit everywhere. It's a disaster. And I'd like to give a house tour with like at least a couple rooms done where I feel like, okay, these look great. So I'll take you guys along with me for like the design process. And I think we'll go room by room. That's my plan. And I think in terms of like furniture and new stuff I want, I feel like the beauty room is top priority because obviously I work and film in here and I want this to be my office too with like my computer's over here. I want it all to be like kind of in one place functional, but also my bedroom. And I feel like there are things like little things that I want for the living room. So like as I'm going, like it doesn't all need to be like totally redesigned. I already had a good amount of stuff, but like I want new end tables for the bedroom. I want a new TV console, like things like that that are honestly annoyingly expensive. But as I'm doing that, I will be posting videos. So stay tuned for that. I'm hoping to do it ASAP because I don't like feeling like it's not in a good place. You know what I mean? But I'm also trying to be patient. What's your favorite room? My favorite room in the house might be the master. It is massive. And I'm just so excited for that to be done and have that be like my little oasis because the bathroom's in there. We have a bathtub, like a standing bathtub that I'm excited to use. And for the last 5-6 years, my bedroom has been my workroom, my office, and the fact that like my desk and my beauty stuff is out of my bedroom is so cleansing to me. I can't even explain to you. So I feel like the master is one of my favorite rooms. So this question is how many bedrooms, like how big is the house? So it's currently 3 bedrooms, but we're gonna make it into 4. And this is one of the bedrooms. So if and when there's another child, this will be their bedroom. And then I don't know what I'll do about my office. My beauty room. We've only been living here. This is how long have you been living there for so far? We've only been living here for like a week. And this is week 2 basically. So it has not been long. We literally closed and moved on the same day. It was insanity. Check it out in the vlog. People were asking me also reviews on the Rhode products. The lip products are by far my favorite. more so than the skincare. Is this the area you hoped you'd be in, or did you go outside your search area? I kind of covered that too. Didn't think I would live here. So a little bit out of my search area, but not that far out of my search area. And I honestly already love where we are so much more than I ever thought I would. Was it terrifying signing a mortgage? It's just a huge deal. Yes and no. I don't know. I feel like when it's that much money at a certain point, it feels like fake monopoly money, because it's like, that's an absurd amount of money. I can't even wrap my head around that. And the worst part was looking at how much you'll actually be paying the bank over the however long the term is of the mortgage with the interest. That made me sick to my stomach, but we're gonna work on paying the principal down as much as possible so we don't end up spending that much. And like, who knows what will happen in the future, like how long we'll be at this house or whatever. But it was kind of gross, like just thinking about the amount of money kind of grossed me out. What made this house the house you wanted? Without a doubt, I talked about that too. Just trust your gut. I guess the last one is any tips on how to afford a house. I mean, the housing market is so disgusting right now. We got extremely lucky, and I know how lucky we got, and I don't want you guys to think that that is not something I'm aware of, and like I don't want to not say that, if that makes sense. Like, I fully know how lucky we are to have gotten this house in this market. I think this house got 15 plus offers. The fact that we got this house is truly a blessing from God. Like, I know that like it was his plan that we would live in this house, and I prayed my ass off. I manifested my ass off. Just when it's meant to be and when it's right, it's gonna be right. That's all I can say, and I know it's so annoying to hear, but yeah, save as much as you can. Do your best to be smart financially. Things like moving in with parents, or like things that can make a big dent in how you save your money, can make a big difference over time. All right, guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this little chatty, ask me anything, get ready with me. I will link everything in the description box below for you. I love this look. It's kind of been my go-to. These are all like staple products that I use all the time that are very classic, and it's very much like not one color. It's all just kind of like very neutrally classic makeup. So anyway, I'll link everything for you guys below. Let me know if you have any other questions. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already a member of the fam. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.